So it's definitely not every day that you get to say this, but we've got a new Sumerian myth. This new study that just dropped today is about the translation of this tablet, which turned out to have a fragmentary but brand new Sumerian myth. The tablet, seen here in a photo from 1956, was excavated in the 19th century by archaeologists working for the University of Pennsylvania, who were excavating at the ancient city of Nippur, which is located here today. The fragmentary tablet dates to the early dynastic 3B period, which is around 2540 to 2350 BCE for those of you playing along at home. Many of the tablets from this collection still have not been translated, and that is a very common thing in the world of Assyriology. But this one has, and even though it's still missing some key parts, we've learned a brand new story about the god Enlil, or more specifically, his son, the storm god Ishkur. And here's what happens. The beginning of the story is missing, but when the text starts, Ishkur, the storm god and son of Enlil, is out apparently inspecting canals with his herd of multicolored cows. At some point, Ishkur is kidnapped and taken into the underworld. Enlil convenes a council of the gods to figure out what to do and who's going to go rescue Ishkur, but for some reason, none of the gods are able to do this. However, Fox volunteers. Fox enters the underworld, and because foxes are tricksters and very cunning, he hides the food and drink that are offered to him. And that's where the tablet ends. The rest of it is missing, but it is a fairly safe assumption that because of Fox's cunning, he is able to rescue Ishkur, which then means that rain and crops and things can continue back on the surface. There are actually later examples of stories about Enlil and Fox, but as of right now, this is officially the earliest one. It also gives us some fascinating insights into Mesopotamian mythology, because this is one of the few examples where a storm god is actually a central character. Unlike other parts of Mesopotamia, rain and the storm gods were not necessarily key factors in everyday life because in Nippur they had things like irrigation and an extensive network of canals from both the Tigris and Euphrates to help maintain crops, unlike other parts of the ancient world where they were heavily dependent on rainfall, and thus storm gods played a much more central role in their mythology. So this is huge news in the world of Mesopotamian mythology, but it also really underscores how necessary it is to keep these kinds of studies going so we can translate even more of these tablets, even if they're super fragmentary. The study itself is open access, and you can read the whole thing if you want for free.